Hello everybody. Important video here, so might as well you find yourself comfortable. You might as find yourself like get some drink or get a popcorn if that's your part. I will try to make this video short as possible. It's been in my mind for quite a while. Um, It is about the true story of what happened with in my journey within Twin Flame. The reason is I have to tell this story because when you tell your story, you need to say why. You need to explain yourself why you're saying the things that you're going to say because they are important. A lot of you on the YouTube and the Facebook, they know you know what I do. I help you to heal. I help you to understand. I help you to get better in your life as a twin flame. But also, what it does is that after my exile, actually, I find that by helping you also to heal and everything, we actually go ahead and we kind of like a transmutate the pain that we have from the twin caused inside of us. That is a pain as an energy. That is the pain of the way the journey is, and we need to let it go of that pain. Um, Recently, I actually went through a lot of changes. I have someone who helped me out to see deep inside of me that I have to evolve more. After my exile, my illumination process started, which is a much higher state and much higher level into it. There was a soulmate who stepped into the role to comes in. It's like, okay, let's go see yourself in the mirror. Let's go do this part. Let's go look at this. Oh my God, you need to fix this. You need to cut this. You've been broken so many places. You've been cut in so many places. Those knives inside of you, those pains of you, you have to go take them out and get it back to remove them from yourself. Get them back to where they belong to. Those are the things that comes into it. On one of my videos, when I show up the picture with so many knives sticking in the back, that was the part of how others put their energy about me in my twin flame journey. So, in order you to heal, in order you to find the inner peace, that begin the honesty you spoke as a soul is spoken by the truth, but it has to be covered with some kind of actions, and those actions you need to perform on yourself. You can't just go ahead and have all the drama inside of you without you do the inner work actions. And if you are a worker or you're a healer like me who step into it as a twin flame, it's not everybody really understands the twin flames. Working with the vibrations in the soul, it's not like you working with so many things. It's on a different level. You have to be able to look at the person. You have to send it out from your soul of vibrations to another person who is in pain, and you have to heal this person. You have to give them a little hope so they can better. They can go ahead and move out to the next stage, the next level, and the next step, or they can just simply move better in their life. The remote healing that I do with people, even through the video channel, please don't abuse that part. By the way, don't contact me and say that you need remote healing. I'm asking you, I'm begging you this because the universe sends the people that I need to work with. As you know, I do some astrology readings, but those are the people who are sent it to me to do the astrology readings for them. So, inner peace. It's very important part, the inner peace in the soul, when you're working with other souls. And that is the part that you have to be able as a healer to find your inner soul. And the reason is you have to find that out, that part as the inner soul is this. If you never heal from what hurt you, you will bleed on people who didn't. So, how you heal though? How would you heal something like that? How would you work on something like this? That is the part that I worked on the past week of things that were going on into it. What is the situation? What is everything came from it? Where is this pain that hurt me came from it? What I needed to do to heal, because I work with people. I cannot put my pain for my twin flame to those people that I work with. Because see, when they ask me, do you how you handle it? And when I begin to tell them how I handle it, I also transmutate the pain from my twin flame, and they feel it. So I help them to heal, but at the same time, I do this. I bleed over them. And that part of my story about a twin flame, I have to tell who the people are, what did they do, how they did, so I can heal. I have to heal for the people that I heal. And I don't care about the circumstances of the people that gonna be exposed with their real names or the company that happened, because it's the truth. I have to say that truth for me and for the people I do work with. I don't have to tell the truth because I want to punish those people, or I want to expose my twin flame. I already exposed her on YouTube. Everybody know who she is. So I don't have to reach out to my twin either. You cannot reach to someone who running away from God. The twin flames, the runner actually running from the truth inside of their soul. And that is the part that they causing these pains. That's the part of it. But we're going to go back to this later on. Now the most important part is to begin with that. How are you healing what you're healing with? I actually wrote this today. Healing is the inner process from shifting the pain in you that were caused by outside factors or others back to its originating point or a person. The people that hurt me while my twin flame journey, everybody put that pain inside of me. That was a pain, so they hope that love for my twin flame will go away. For them, that love was not existing. For some, that love was a physical because she's younger. For some, that love was something very high level. For some, that love was, they understood that was energetic. For some, though, they understood that was a twin flame. The person who didn't understood that twin flame, I will explain it to him later on, when I spoke for each person, how he knew it. But I understand that this part of this pain, I have to explain this pain, and I have to go ahead and give it back to them. That it's their point of view about me, their pain, their way of hurting me, so I can stop loving. I cannot stop love somebody. That love in me for my twin flame is given from upstairs. I cannot control it, and I cannot kill it. So that portion, you as a healer, or if you are someone like me, you need to understand that this part, it's very crucial you to go ahead and take that energy, take all that part inside of you and send it back to where it came from. Because that is somebody else's vision, that is somebody else's energy, that is somebody else's force over you, what you should do into it. And including my twin. You have to let go of the past, and the past will let you go of you. There is also another quote that says that the pain goes away when it's teach you the lesson. So it's taught me the lesson of what I need to do. I become a much better man. I have no pretty much fears of what I'm doing and how I'm doing things out here, out in the open. How I help other people. There is a lot of things you don't know about me, what I do, of how I handle my messages, and try to get as much as I can to help the Twin Flame community to get better. Specifically with some of the workshops that we do, is that there is no programming. And in those workshops, there is no programming. We actually do the help of the people they need it right on the spot. A lot of the people, when a day comes in and when I hug them like I will hug my twin. And that is the part that heals them inside. Everybody who was there, they're like, I don't know how you do it with your hug. It's not so complicated. It's just unconditional love that you give from one soul to another. That is the part into it. But it's important for you to let go of the past. What happened in the past, it has to stay in the past. And by me telling the story about what happened with me at the company that we used to work, the company is called Uniface in St. Charles, here the town where I live into it. It's important to me. That is important to me. And later on, you will see it why it's important to me. But who we are very special individuals as healers. What that healing process when you work with people, that vibration energy exchange, that is like a Reiki on a very, very high spiritual level. That is a vibrations that actually go ahead and fill the gap, fill the need within people's souls. See, when you're healing the Reiki, when you're healing the body, you go ahead and you reestablish the energy broken links that are caused by emotions within the body. You go ahead and you repair the energy, so energy could flow within the chakras and everything else. But that is caused by the emotions, and you're trying to see how we can be able to solve the emotion problem. The thing it is in the soul healing, the vibrations inside is the pain that it's caused into a soul level from others that cause the emotion trauma, and the emotion trauma caused the problem with the physical body. Those knives that were inside of me that were so thick and I had so much pain, that was coming from everybody that forced my twin to be negative, to be silent, to be punished, because she was acting like a girl. The girls are acting on that level. The girl will go ahead and abandon you. The girl will go ahead and be silent. The girl will torture you because she's gonna blame you for that your own fault for the whole thing. Instead of being a woman, the woman sees the talk, not the silence. The woman sees the understanding and look how to see the things, not about punishment or even worse, a torture. So what we are healers, and when you're a healer and you went through so much drama inside of you, you actually carry that same drama inside of yourself. And when you heal others, that part of your drama actually can also, through the soul vibrations, can go inside and could be passing around. And this is why a lot of the Twin Flame community, we need to go ahead and working on it, to go ahead and change that drama, to not tell anymore the problems, but we to look at it deep inside of ourselves, how we can stop talking about the problem. Because when we focus on the problem grows. We need to start focus of the solutions of the situation. You might be by yourself, You might be on your own. You might be feel alone. You might be haven't seen a man or a woman physically or sexually for years and years, simply because focus of the problem. Try to see how you can find the solution for yourself. Go ask within your soul. Go look at inside the vibrations into it. Go look at it, how you're going to accept your twin flame of the differences. See, with your twin flame, you have a vibrations in the soul. My twin flame knew that she and I, we have the same vibrations in the soul. People knew that we worked on it. Matias Lopez, that was a guy who actually was the supervisor on the floor. He was overseeing in the starting up of the machines of it, and he knew that we are twin flames. He's like, oh my God, you acting like her, she acting like you. He also knew that I'm gonna be famous with this and twin flames. He came to me one day. He's like, hey D, one day you're gonna be famous with this. I'm gonna be making a famous today. I gave him an archetype. See, all the people that worked on it, I gave them an archetype of personality of it. So they represent certain part of the story. So let me read you this. I'll go back into the healing. Healers are spiritual warriors who have found the courage to defeat the darkness of their soul, awakening and rising from the depths of their deepest fears, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, reborn with the wisdom and strength that creates a light and shines bright enough to help, encourage, and inspire others out of their own darkness. I become the healer after I was awakened. I begin to heal people very quick. I begin to, through the videos, there was so much light that I brought there in. Through all my twin flame experience that comes into it, I begin to have all those stuff. I begin to learn and to inspire others, to encourage others. And there is no certificate that says like you're a twin flame. The only certificate is your soul, how you do your actions, how you do your inner knowledge, how you do your daily activities as a twin flame into. And the actions that you do as a twin flame is the part when you become actually a real twin flame. If you are a twin flame and you're staying in your shadow, you staying underneath in the closed groups, you staying hiding from your spouse, your kids, you're not a twin flame yet. You are a coward. And a lot of the people, I told them, you don't live in your truth. Same thing like my twin. You're not living your truth. And this is why the truth is very important part. Because the truth is for healing the soul. It doesn't have anything to do with whatever it is. Everybody at Unify is the company that we work. They try to cover the truth. They don't want it to see the truth. They wanted to enforce their point of view of the truth. Including Irma, that was a quality manager in there. She was acting like a puppeteer that controls everyone, what they need to do. She was the puppeteer of the whole part, trying to control and says who's gonna do what, who has to react, how. She ended up to the point that she hid my twin inside of the quality office so she can do work, not to be in the front of me. And guess what? She failed the one exam, made it a pregnant woman to suffer. And Irma can take that part of hiding and interfering within people's life to the grave with her. I don't have nothing to do with that woman. 3 days after they told me, somebody came to me. It's like, Dio, just so you know, that was like 2 years after the separation with my twin. After 2 years, some person came to me, says like, you know what, I gotta tell you who was. She interfered. She was in the behind the stories of everything. She controlled the whole part. Just so you know. And I went to Matias Lopez. By the way, his archetype is the liar. And I told him, hey, what did Irma has to do with the whole situation? Nothing, nothing, nothing. 3 days later, Irma got fired from the company. I got so pissed off at that woman, because that woman, it was responsible to hurting few people, including what the situation was, that she made a phone call to other people to tell other people what they do, which is not in her job description. And this is why it's important to understand that this story is not about me. You may find yourself in my story. Maybe you can find yourself of what do you do, who you are into it. So to continue with this, right at the beginning, I begin to be love. I begin to be honesty, truth, respect. I respected my twin. I respected her choice that she wanted to get pregnant. I backed it off. But we had the fight within the egos. Every time when I look at her, she was listening to somebody else, but not listening inside of the soul. Anytime I look at her in her eyes, it was only a few times when she looked at me with her soul. The other side of us, that she don't look at me. She look at me because somebody told her to look at me, or somebody told her how she has to react with me. She didn't have the power that comes in and says, hey Dio, I love you. Matias Lopez, that was the guy, the liar. He wrote a little sticky note and tap it right on this laptop that I'm actually recording it right now. He wrote it down, I didn't want to admit, but I love you. That was on Friday. And on Monday, actually, I asked him, hey, what's going on? I found this letter, and it's like, hey, Dio, I wrote it, but that was a joke. That was a joke. That was a joke. The vibrations inside of the soul and the aggravations from the divine against that person, I was like, I don't have to do anything. It's not my journey. They don't say the truth. They don't have the honesty. Let them be who they are. And I left it to that point. Later on, I was working on a machine. I was wiping my rear end, my butt, and he was joking, hey, should I send Patricia to wipe you off? Trying to make a joke. He went out to work on the machine. We're working with an injection molding machines. That's what Uniphase does, working with the plastic. And I just gave him the look. Like, don't joke with me. Don't joke with love, that it's in the soul. And that's got to give you a little bit more respect, that love that needs to be respected in the soul. Don't try to go ahead and fool around with something you don't understand. So he told me this, and he turned around the corner. He went to another machine. A minute later, with the hand, what he told me, he had a big burn out of a plastic. And the fear of how divine punished him for that. He looked at me, did you do that? I was like, nope, I had nothing to do with it. And the divine will do this just to teach a people what to do. He didn't learn the lesson there. That's why the part it's he's the liar. He didn't learn the lesson of it. He lied quite a few times. He actually told me one day that, hey D, forget about her, you know what? She moved to California. Well, later on, what I found out that the person who was, she was in a Cinco de Mayo and she was at her house and she rejecting a mutual friend. I will tell you more about that story when it comes in, but don't lie, awakened soul. And dear Matthias, I will send you this video to teach you that you should be more honest when it comes to love and when it comes to a people that you know and you understand what the things are. I hope that this video can help you not to lie when you're not supposed to. And maybe that can break the patterns of you to not joke around with things that you shouldn't. We'll have to remind you one more time that when we were working and you tried to make a joke, when you are choked to death and you almost suffocate yourself, that was the second warning for you not to make a joke about the Twin Flames. And also to give that experience out in the world that don't really fuck with something that you should not do in the first place. Respect love. Love is about to be respect. Have the honesty, say the truth, but respect. Talking about respect, there was a guy working at Uniface. His name is Zero. He was setting up the modes. And one day we had a, with the Twin Flames, you have this telepathic energy exchange. Patricia came in, to work, and she looked at me, and I look at her. And the moment of that good energy exchange, so we can go on and have a good day at work, that was the moment that between me and her step up this guy, Ciro Gonzalez. And Ciro, he looked at me, he looked at her, and that love that was between me and him hit him like a rock, and he was like, grab her and like, look at him, and she pushed away, but he pushed her kind of like out of a doubt. But ever since then, that guy, he becomes something. Something hit him so hard that he looked at me and looked at her all the time. He was the cop. That's his archetype. He always looked at me or her if we two are talking. He always was kind of like a starving for the love. Kind of like he feeding from the energy of love that she and I had. Like he wanted to have that love. And that during the energy exchange, the masculine, which is me, becomes feminine, and the feminine becomes masculine. This is how you learn to know the opposite. I begin to feel him like he began to be a very, very sexual oriented. I had to go to one day to Matthias and tell him, listen, I don't care about your Latino culture. I don't understand that Latino culture. Would you please tell that guy to go ahead and don't do the things that he does, because I can feel it. You see it yourself. There was quite a few people who saw him what he was doing, and they went out and told him what to do. Personally, that part for Zero, it's that when two people are in love, they don't need a third wheel. They don't need someone to monitoring all the time. They don't need someone who all the time to be there, staring at him. He actually sent, after I quit from that place, he sent me some pictures of empty chair where I used to sit in the lunchroom, and I told him I don't need those pictures to remind me about my pain or about me, because he sent the picture of the way I was sitting, the way my twin flame she was sitting. And I told him, you know what, I don't need that part. Go be love for yourself. Go love your sons. Go do what you have to do. And this is my advice to Cyril. I forgive him for what he did. I am not worried about his parts of the whole that story. But if you find yourself in Cyril's position and you're trying to figure it out what to do and how to do it, do yourself a favor. Go face yourself in the mirror and stop doing what you're doing. It's very rude. I understand right now how celebrity feels like everybody's watching them all the time under microscope, what they do, how they do it. And it was very bad that I couldn't talk with my twin flame. The ego fights that she and I had it as a twin flames during the working process, even though that the people tried to solve this, it wasn't about the people to solve this. It wasn't about she and I to overcome our differences. Differences with language, difference with culture, difference with age. I told her I don't care how old she is. I told her I didn't care about her physical body. She looks pretty, but I didn't care. I care for her soul. I told her that only God can love her more than I do, and that my soul crying for her. But you know, people are people. They cannot take this inside of them. We had quite a few fights with my twin flame. Like every twin flame journey, the one comes in and it's in a good position, and the next day comes in and it's in a bad position, simply because during the ignition period, with Patricia when we had it, it's that during that process, there was a time like waiting time. How you gonna react? Are you gonna be your truth? You're gonna be the real thing. You're gonna cross over the stage. You're gonna cross over the part. She did not cross the line. She stared at the line to be her truth. She stared at the line to come to me. She tried to come to me, but she was forced. It wasn't her choice. I look at inside of the soul of how she was. It was the days that she was ignoring me, and when she come to me, I had to be her. I had to ignoring her, so she can see herself in me, and what she does, so she can do her own realization. I didn't want it to go to the runner chaser stage at all, but you don't control that. You do not control your twin flame experiences. You cannot control what's going on into it. There was a time that I went through my dark night of the soul, and I know that her anger was so much about it. I know that she was scared from the vibrations inside of me. The anger mainly inside of me because she did not listen to her soul. I knew it. She always went out to go ahead and take advices from people who has no fucking clue about soul relationship. And this is why a lot of the twin flames don't have informations about this. This is why I had to make everything open. And I have to congratulate everyone who joined the open I am Twin Flame group on Facebook, because out there they are a Twin Flames who actually is out and open, without the fear, without anything, and they state of who they are, because you are who you are. You can't change. It's the truth. It's the honesty of your soul. You respecting the divine connection inside of you as a soul, and you are love. So after the dark night of the soul, I went to my twin flame and I told her, "Hey, Patty, listen, can we talk during break at 10 o'clock, please?" She said yes. And the lead operator, her name is Luz, was right next to her and listened that. By the way, the Luz is the one person who maybe takes the pretty much a lot of part of the story. Her archetype is the serpent. She was all the time with my twin flame. She had her like basically like her right hand, but also so much controlling her. What to do, how to do it, what it needs to be done. The ugliest part that she knew everything that's going on. She came to me, she's like, "Hey Dio, you need to stop, she wants to get pregnant." I can make my twin flame pregnant if she wanted to get pregnant. That was not the issue. She wanted to control my twin flame for completely different reasons. For them, I was old. For them, I was Bulgarian. For them, they asked me what kind of religion I am. You know the twin flames, when you energize, you don't have religion. You are way, way, way above all this crap about religion. Religion, let me remind you, is a programming box where people are put in and they're molded to fit within that religion so they can follow the rules of the religion. That is the regulations of your spirituality. See, that's what the religion is. If the religion was so great, we wouldn't have a wars. We would not go ahead and as the Christian goes and fight with another countries. We would not have if the religion was so nice, we would have all those issues and the problems. Take a look at Jerusalem. Take a look at it. Whatever is going on over there. All about religion. Religion never solved the problems. Love. Love does solve problems. And there was a people that they asked me what was my religion and what it is and what it's that. So she will know. Because see, for their point of view, they look at the difference between me and my twin flame. They didn't look at the love. Their ugliness was so bad. And I hope the Latino community actually sees this. While she was pregnant, after she went into for delivery, for 3 months, 3.5 months, there was not even a single person came in and said, "Hey Dio, Patty went out to deliver the baby, everything's good with her." And it's a shame of you as the Latino community not to do that. You maybe don't like what I'm telling you, but when you're in a love like this, you will understand. Maybe that story will help you to change. Because if you're Latino and you are so much within the religion, and you're shaming me that I love pregnant women, you actually are shaming Joseph when he was loving Mary with Jesus Christ when she was pregnant with. And that is your portion. That maybe you can take something out of this story. You can take maybe something for yourself. Because it's easy to judge. It's hard to love. So, Luz, to go back to her, she went out and she prevented me to talk to my twin flame anytime whether my twin flame went to break, so we cannot talk. She become this serpent that control her, give her, feed her with everything what he needed to do. Later on, find out that Irma was controlling all that part, which is, I'm not worried about Irma at all. I don't have to judge those people. They can take their own experience to their graves, not mine. And Luz begin to interfere more and more and more. Everybody in the company knew it. And the ugliness part when was a Christmas party. Luz came to me to make a picture, and she told my twin Patricia to make a picture. Not once, not twice, 3 times. Patricia never took the picture. The soul inside of me, inside of her, didn't want to have the picture with Luz at all. So Luz become that person that can step between lovers, between a people, between to do the dirty work of somebody else. She began to be very active into it. And I was told from the divine deal, we are going to teach her a lesson. You're just gonna sit and watch. And that is the part when you understand what a God does and let you watch it. Luz become pregnant after my twin all of a sudden, and I was told, God, whatever you do, you know what to do. One day Luz was so angry. She walked and she looked at me with anger. She slept on the floor while she was pregnant, right in front of me, because she tried to do some aggravations against me. I was protected. I was told, don't do anything. She fell on the floor and she looked at me with that part, with fear, because something knocked her down. That fear inside of her, she understood that she stepped into her boundaries, that she hadn't had to. I began to feel sorry about her. At that time, I was going to a spiritual center. And I went in and I prayed for her. I went and I forgive her. I went out and personally talking a lot. Mi su perdono de ti. But no más hablando. No es nada hablando. I don't want to talk to her. And the part was that I forgive her. I don't care about what she did. Whatever she did between me and my twin, she can take it to whatever she can take it with her life. And when she was pregnant, there was this part inside of her that she wanted to put herself in the place of my twin. She put her hair the same way. She tried to wear the same clothes. She tried to imitate the vibrations. But there was nothing part of me that wanted to talk to her. From the divine, I was told to be silent about her, so she can understand what is she caused when she did the silence between me and my twin. She got the point at some point. And we were at the lunchroom. She came to me and she told me, hey Dio, I have a problem with my phone. Could you take a look at it? I didn't even look at her eyes. I took the phone, I looked at it. It was one of those stuff that she doesn't have out of space and she needs to clean up her phone. I'm like, you probably have to delete some pictures. You have so many things. Here's your phone. And she's like, no, look at it. And she was crying. The reason she gave me the phone, I already knew what it was. me to look at the contacts and me to find Patricia's phone number. I don't need someone to give me my twin flame phone number. Patricia Hernandez has to have the guts to be love, to have the honesty to be the truth, to give me her phone number herself. And I just looked at her and I was like, no, I can't. And that was it. I ignore it. Because people like this, when they interfere within love, they'll try to fix it. You can't fix it. Luz broke the two dishes. One dish was me, the other dish was Patricia. And now trying to, after you broken dish, go ahead and try to tell sorry to the broken dish. See what the result will be. The dish is still gonna be in pieces. I felt sorry about her, but there is nothing I can do. Divine was handle her. They give her lesson. They just had me watch it. They just had me watch it. And I'm not worried about this. For me, Luz can take her experience. Maybe down the road she's gonna stop doing what she did. Eventually she was continued to messing up with people, somebody else's lives. She actually took somebody else's phone, and she got suspended for 5 days. And this is why the serpent, it's a serpent. This is why people like her trying to interfere in other people's lives, you have to really, really be honest with them and tell them, no, go fuck yourself. Because you don't know what the interference can cause into it. To me, if you are in that archetype of person, go look at yourself in the mirror. Go see yourself. If you're advising somebody what to do with their soul life, you have to give one advice. Listen to your soul. This is advice that I give pretty much to everybody I talk to and I heal to. So to go forward with this and to understand this is I have to tell you my story so I can heal. I have to heal for me. How all those people that they interfere in the whole story, that is their problem. That's gonna be their own issue. The owner of the company came to me one day and he was like, I was talking with another coworker about car. He just bought the same car. And he came to me and he was like, you should stop talking about your personal stuff, because I was talking like I had to get it off what's going on between me and Patricia of the company. And he came to me and he started, Dio, you should stop talking with people during work. That's not fair. It was just the guy came to talk to me about a car. He bought the same car as mine. It's like, asked me, hey, how's your car is? So here what the divine did. I just sat and I'm like, God, I just need a new work. I have to get out of this fucking place. It's time for me to go. And not even 4 hours later, I actually had a phone call of a recruiter who is like, Dio, there is this company called Hoffer Plastics, and they're looking for someone. They're offering pretty good wage. Are you open to it? Sure, I'm open to it. Thanks to Hoffer Plastics and the environment that it's there, and now that I'm as a twin flame, I was able to heal a lot of myself. Simply because when I begin to work for Hofer Plastics, I actually I told them I'm a twin flame. I told them that I do spiritual events. I told them of who I am. I didn't hide. They asked me about my problem with women's. They asked me about situation. I told them everything. I didn't have to hide. And I would like to say thank you to the people of Hofer that helped me out with this part. It's good. It's good to heal. The part of everyone in this story, it's about that everybody play into it. But if these stories are not told, the society cannot change. We are here to change the society as the Twin Flames, to do the things. And at the end of the day, what is so important about the story is how you're going to react, what are you going to do. I'm not worried right now what's going to happen in the near future. I live one day at a time, the present day. There is no more programming. I fold completely. I let myself go of completely everything. Even though that if I have a connection, I don't have attachments anymore. I'm letting myself fall. If God wanna catch me, He's going to catch me. If not, I'm gonna fall. Doesn't matter. To me, that part doesn't matter. I'm helping people. I'm here to stand up for what is right and what is the truth inside of it. Because in the end of the day, I'm gonna read you this quote in a minute. At the end of the day, one day you're gonna figure out that in life, what you do, how you do it, what did you respect, what did you take, what did you got into it. At the end of life, what really matters is not what we bought, but what we built. Not what we got, what we shared. Not our competence, but our character. And not our success, but our significance. Live a life that matters. Live a life of love. And that is the part that there was a part of me that I wanted to go inside and I wanted to beat the crap of everybody. There was a part of me that came in, I wanted to commit suicide. There was a part of me that I went through all the bullshit. But I managed to heal. I had to manage to heal a lot of the stuff inside of me because of other people. Because I have to live for them. They asked me why did I came out of the exile. I had to came out of exile because most of the spiritual masters, when they become masters, they create a system. They create classes. They create a lot of workshops where they actually says like, you come to me, I'm gonna be talking for A, B, C, D, and you're gonna learn about A, B, C, D. But guess what? There is a much more letters in the alphabet, and there is a words. There is a sentences, not only A, B, C, D. And when you create an event of it as a twin flame or anything, there should be no agenda onto it. You want to live the life as a twin flame? Don't have agenda. Have those people come to you, and when they ask you the questions, they look in how they can overcome the next stage of their soul evolution. Give them a hand. Don't programming them. Parents programming them. Relatives programming them. Religions programming them. You should not be a programmer. You should be love. And this is why I tell the people that the most important part is you to be love. Into and heal yourself first, the rest will come. That was the message that I was giving to me, but I couldn't do it myself. I had to get some help with a very powerful soulmate to come in and be in a soul connection with me, and she to go ahead, and it's like divine is helping you out deal for whatever reason they want to help you out, and I know I have to serve to you. I have to be with you. Doesn't matter, I may be in soul connection with you for 3 or 4 days, but I have to help you to heal. The rest of it, whatever divine has a plans for you, they will do it. She begins to work a process with me to heal. And the part of the process of heal is she's like, you need to let it go of this energy that it's stuck inside of you about your twin flame. And don't worry about the rest. It's about you to heal. And you never know how much God and the divine powers inside of it. They create all this synchronicity, all those events are mapped into it. And everything comes to a point that you learn why you're here, what you need to do, what is the situation is into it. What are you going to be taking from this situation? What are you going to be learning from this experience as a twin flame of me? What kind of archetype are you going to be? Later on, after all these bad situations that happen into it, Luz was actually, I already knew that Luz is going to be replaced. She was not the person that has to be at the lead team. There was a lady that she was her backup. She was much better. She was much as personality. Her name was Zenaida. And a year after my twin flame separation, I was so pissed. I was so angry. I was so much in grief. And she saw my pain. And she's like, "Dear, what is wrong with you? What is all this?" I wrote her a little letter, like, "Dear Zenaida, I'm just gonna tell you what happens to it, just so you know that this is the relationship I have with Patricia. That's what that is." I talk about two bodies, one soul. I told her everything that I knew about it in just a very small page. And I told her, please, if you can give this, if you understand this, it's up to you. She came to me, she's like, I understand now, dear, what you go through it. She began to respect me. She began to understand me. She conquered the part inside of it to overcome the demons. And because of what she did, they want me to make her a gift. I went out and I bought her, in the Orthodoxy, I bought her a St. George. I went out to a special store, I bought her an icon of St. George. I went to the Orthodox Christian Church, so the icon to be blessed with the holy water and to be, to help her to stay pure as she is. Zenaida was the one person who actually understood everything. And I admire her like my mother into it. So there was a person that they actually helped me when I was there to have a little help over to it. But to go back into it is that the healing part right now that it's me is I have to give back all this bullshit to all those people because that is their perceptions of what me and my twin we should have been. If Patricia Hernandez wants to go ahead and be her true self, if she is who she is inside of herself, if is she evolving to a woman, she will be true to herself, not to me. She doesn't run from me. She runs from God. God just showed her what the love is. She's running from God, not from me. I'm just the expressions of God. It's not my problem that I have this body. I'm not my problem that I'm Bulgarian. It's not my problem that I'm old. Maybe I don't speak pretty much enough Spanish, but I speak enough Spanish to have a regular conversations. But the part is that everybody in that story have to take something for themselves. If she wants to grow, that is her problem. If she wants to contact me, that is her problem. If she wants me to do what I continue to do, that is her problem, what she wants to do, not me. She gave me a little letter that, Tio, I'm happily married and I don't want to be cheating. I gave her a 4-page letter explaining what soul love is. She gave me 3 sentences because she was forced to write something to me. That is about her. You cannot control your twin flame what they're going to do. You cannot make them evolve. God can make them evolve. But if you are like the way I am, you working as a healer in the community, you can't have this pain anymore inside of you. You need to learn to give that pain back to its origin, where it came from. So the pain that it's inside of me is going to hit my twin flame big time. Because that's not my pain. That is the pain that came from her. While she was pregnant, I had to take that pain because of the baby. I had to give her the love despite that she hated me, despite that she didn't want to talk to me, despite that even though in the Christmas party she put a guy to sit next to me just so I can stop doing what I do. She had to smile at him so she can laugh with him, joke with him. That is the part of the ego. She didn't even want to take one picture with me. And everybody else watching me and her, what you going to do? What are you going to do? Keep on walking with the knives in my back. That's all I did. But those knives are not mine. I didn't stick them on my back. Those knives are hers. She can take those knives with her to the grave. I'm gonna take to the grave what I need to take. What I'm gonna be taking, that's gonna be how many people I healed, how many people I help with my videos, how many people I inspire to be their truth, how many people I actually help them to unite as the twin flames. And the other thing is I'm gonna take the divine love inside of me about her. That I can take to the grave. What she's going to take it to the grave, I don't give a shit. That's not my problem, it's hers. And this is how you need to react about your twin flame, because it's going to be a point, if you're in my position the way I am, you have to stop give a fuck about it. Because healing 1,000 people, it's more important to dealing with the crap and the drama of somebody else that listen others but not their soul. And that's what Patricia Hernandez does. She always done it that. She listen everything else but that her soul. And this is why the twin flames, when it comes in, the one that's older, the only reason for the main reason for the age gap is that the one that's older, so they become wise. The other one is younger, so they can provide energy. And to finish it with this is, if you're watching this video, I'm begging you, don't interfere between lovers. I'm begging you, look at yourself in the mirror and see the truth. I'm begging you to trust love, and I'm begging you, listen to your soul. Your soul is the direct connection to God, to the divine. You don't have any other connection than that. Your soul is talking to you. It's that inner voice that tells you that it's never wrong, that tells you do this or don't do that. Because your soul is love. And that's my message to you all the time. You to be love. Be love.